I'm going to post a link to our Facebook page right quick.
Oh man, I'm like looking on our YouTube channel right now. I gotta replace the video because the one I had attached is the one for the 24-hour live stream one I put together. I'm like, oh man, that was a while ago. I gotta replace that. That's bad. I've been so busy. I gotta catch up. I got like some like paid bereavement time. So
Gotcha.
I'm gonna take some time and catch up with everything in that time.
Right.
So are we still paired up? I think we should be, right?
I think so, yeah. If you find a mode, I'll probably be in there with you.
Alright, sweet.
Talking Sith. Right, toast.
Have you played Starfighter Assault yet?
Bless you. Not in the full game, just in the beta.
Just in the beta, alright, yeah. Maybe we'll try that tonight too. Because I did a lot of, I got to fly the Falcon a little bit, and that was pretty fun.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
really enjoying it. I was really enjoying it. Because when you slow down, and get, like, right behind people, it's just like, you just do so much damage.
Right,
it's awesome.
right.
That's probably been my favorite ship to fly so far. But I mean,
I didn't get to fly any of the hero ships in the beta, so I am stoked to try any of them. Like, I don't even care which one.
I got a star card today for Poe's ship, but I haven't flown Poe's ship yet.
Oh, nice.
I haven't even unlocked it yet. Or no, I think it is unlocked. Doesn't it come? Maybe it comes unlocked. Maybe I'm being dumb.
I don't know. I think I have all the ships unlocked, but I don't know.
I have to check. What's up, guys? Hey.
Happy Thanksgiving week. Sorry we're a day early, but you can watch it on Wednesday if you really want to.
Yeah, we are a day early. Sorry. But it is, you know, it's the week of Thanksgiving, so holidays, travel, all that stuff, you know, we might be a little bit busy throughout the week, you know, with work and all that kind of stuff. So we just wanted to make sure we had it early. That way we didn't have to skip out this week because of the holidays. So I love that it says Sithsgiving. I just saw that. That's awesome. But yeah, guys. Last week we talked a lot about the new game, Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'm so excited that it's finally out. I haven't played it much because I've just been super busy, but we're gonna play tonight. We're gonna go through the different modes. Right now we're going into Galactic Assault. So we're gonna go through the different modes, and wow, that populated so quickly. It went from like 20 to like now we're starting. So yeah, we're going to start here and chat a little bit about it. There's some stuff that happened with The Last Jedi as well that I want to get into. Not in crazy, just, you know, teasers. Like, it's the teasers and little trailer. And the trailer with Rey was, like, freaking... That was awesome.
Yeah, everything's been pretty cool so far. I'm really just getting really stoked.
Yeah,
and they're saying that we're going to see a full-length, whatchamacallit, Infinity War trailer before Last Jedi comes out, which means that that'll be paired with Last Jedi in the theater, so that's pretty cool.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. What do you
Prepare
think
for
of
me
the,
to be crusty. Sorry, I just remembered. Oh shoot, I almost walked off the map. I just remembered that I'm the one streaming and I'm gonna be really, really bad. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. What's your question?
What'd you think of the trailer that had kind of Rey as like the prominent, like, you know, character, and she did the voiceover for it and everything?
Yeah, that was good. I think that that's the first one. We've talked about it at length, where we're like, you know, whatever the trailers make you feel like, think that the opposite is probably what's going to happen. That's how The Force Awakens was. And up until this point, I thought that this was going to be the same way. And now that, because I thought the whole movie was going to be about Rey, but now that they've made trailers about Rey, I'm questioning myself because the trailers make me want to believe that that might not be the case. So I don't know. But so far, like I said, every trailer's been really cool. You know, I don't think there's very many people out there that would say that they're not awesome. So
yeah, no, they're really good. They've been really good, and I think. The thing is that, like, I think with The Last Jedi, it's going to be, I think we're gonna get a lot of different characters' story, and they're gonna cover a decent amount. Because I mean, it's what was the runtime? Because they announced the runtime.
I hadn't
just
looked
recently.
at it. I didn't look at it on purpose, but it's super long. Yeah, it's a long one for Star Wars. I didn't look because I like going into the movie and not looking at my watch, saying, "All right, I only have a half hour left. Something's gonna happen."
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So
yeah.
I want to kind of just experience it.
Yeah, it's the longest one yet, though. So I feel like they have plenty of time to tell some stories, and they're going to be able to cover a lot. I feel like it's going to be Rey and Kylo's story, really.
Yeah, I agree.
Overall, I think it's really going to cover them. But I mean, then we have like so many different side characters that are like really interesting. It's going to see how they're going to weave into them, because like I'm so worried about Kylo and Rey and Luke and Snoke and what's going to happen with them, but I'm like, oh yeah, that's like
there's a lot of new characters too. Like we get what's her face is in it. I can't remember her name right now for some reason, but her on her sort of casino planet, and
oh that's right. Oh, the tall woman. Oh gosh, what's her name? I can't think of it.
I know
either.
it's not. It's Glenn Close. Is it Glenn Close? I
no.
can't remember if it's not Glenn Close, but it's somebody that I can't remember right now. Oh, it's Laura Dern.
Glenn Close is the mean lady from,
I know. It's Laura Dern. I just can't. I don't know why I'm getting them confused right now. No, she's not. Meryl Streep's in Devil Wears Prada.
That's Meryl Streep. I'm completely wrong.
Remember that episode of The Office? Anyway, it's Laura Dern from Jurassic Park.
Wrong.
And
that's right. Right.
But anyway, there's a lot, and there's that woman who's like younger than me who almost quit acting before she got this gig. The little Asian woman, I forget her name too.
Oh, I didn't hear that story.
Yeah, I was reading about that today. So I don't know. There's a lot of new characters that have big roles. I also think that Poe's going to be a bigger deal. Not that he wasn't a big deal in the first one. I just think that he's going to be a big deal.
He seems like he's kind of like leading the charge when it comes to the Rebels
kind of the new Han Solo.
That, like, kind of like motivational speech thing.
Yeah.
I think he's like the new Han Solo, reluctant to like be a part of a team.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's just the ace pilot who's made a general, but really is more comfortable just being a pilot. And
just being a pilot, exactly.
And I think that's kind of the Poe character now.
You're right. Maybe that's see as far as the story arc goes. Maybe we'll see him kind of like struggle with that. Maybe come into his own as a leader. Because from what we've only seen of him, he's been a pilot. You know what I mean? But I'd like to just know more about his. I know they did put out some comics about him, but I'd like to know more about his backstory a little bit
same.
too. So, but like. It's gonna be so much to cover in one movie, you know what I mean? So we'll have to see what comes of it.
I do think that there's going to be a lot of BB-8 too, which is awesome. I love BB-8.
Which is really awesome.
I'm stoked. I think that like I said, I'm cautious now when I get a little bit confident about what I think the trailer is showing us, because they're so good at showing us the opposite of what ends up being the case. And and like I said a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago or so, about Rey having a Luke moment where Luke went to Bespin to save his friends, even though Yoda didn't want to. It seems like Rey blatantly says that in the new little teaser trailer, like what happened to you isn't going to happen to me, or what happened to Kylo isn't going to happen to me. And and I'm interested to see if I was right about that, because that's sort of how it's gearing up for me. I think someone gets Finn, she goes after him to rescue him because they're homies, and Kylo Ren or somebody tries to turn her, just like Luke.
Yep, I think that sounds pretty. I think from the trailers, that's kind of what I'm thinking too, but I don't know, because I don't know, because like you said, every time I think I feel like I know, especially because every time we've guessed something for The Last Jedi,
we've been wrong. Yeah, when you think you know something, take the exact opposite of that thing, and that's more than likely what's going to happen. So I'm really just excited to go into it with an open mind. I think I know less about this than I thought I knew about Force Awakens before seeing it, if that makes any sense. Like I was pretty confident with Force Awakens, like, oh my god, I think I know what's going to happen. And I was wrong on a lot of counts and right on some others. But with this one, I'm a whole lot less confident. So I'm just excited to just take it all in and experience it and finally get it. I mean, how long have we been talking about it and waiting? It feels like Battlefront at this point, where we talked about it for like 2 years. And then, we're finally going to get the chance to just breathe it in.
It's coming so soon, too.
Yeah,
it's like, it's coming so
great.
soon.
And the only cool thing about retail is that this time of year, time flies. So, like that 3-week, 4-week period between now and the movie is just, I'm not even going to feel it.
It's going to zip right by. Yeah, it's going to zip right by, which is going to be awesome. Great. Because, it's the same. Just being so busy. I mean, you know how it is with the kid and
right.
Your wife has her schedule.
Plus,
and
this
you
time
have your
of year,
schedule. It's holiday time, so it's like it just zips right by.
God,
So
I'm lagging like a wagon.
I was lagging a little bit as well. I've heard some people complaining about that, but by the time we turn around, it's going to be here, and we're going to be able to go see it, and then we'll have more than enough to talk about. Erica said she wants to see BB-8 flying with Poe. I agree.
That was one of my favorite singular shots of Force Awakens, when they're flying inside Starkiller Base, shooting all the whatchamacallits, the clips on the wall.
Great scene.
And BB-8, you can see his head sort of spinning from a zoomed-in view on the X-Wing. That shot was really cool. I love BB-8. Everything about him is just so cool. Like when he catches himself with his little cords in the Millennium Falcon as it turns over, or his little lighter trick. He's just easily. He just took the cake.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were actually talking about BB-8, and I was like, I think he might be the most Star Wars-y character in Star Wars, and that's why I love him so much. Because he's like the one character in Star Wars that really pays homage to Star Wars. He's old but new. Yeah. He's interesting and
he's
familiar.
Practical effects, and he's not CGI. There's just so many little nuances and details to him that are so cool. Even the fact that his voice design was made by Bill Hader and what's his face from Parks and Rec. That's so cool to me. He's just a really neat character. I'm a little bit on the fence about seeing his the villain BB-8, the BB-9E or whatever. But,
I'm excited about that.
But in terms of BB-8, there's no such thing as too much. I can't wait to see more of him.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I think I have my own theory. I think I already talked about that. My own little theories for BB-9E. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
It's like a Sith.
You're breaking up, buddy.
Yeah, I'm lagging pretty bad too. Can you hear me?
A little bit better.
Okay, cool. I think he's gonna be mischievous and annoying. To the rebel. I think he's gonna be kind of funny. But other than that, the only thing I'm most excited about is to see some porgs. I want to see those porgs in action.
Yeah.
I think they're so cute, and I don't care what anyone says. You can hate on me for liking porgs, but I like them. I think they're super
like the
cute.
Ewoks too, but I understand why you could not like the Ewoks. I don't understand that about the porgs. The porgs are straight cute. Ewoks are a little bit weird, and I get why they could be annoying if you don't like them. But the porgs, I just don't see it. I mean, maybe it's different in the actual movie. But
I don't understand how Ewoks were annoying, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, that's the running opinion.
Yeah, man, I don't get that.
I guess the new Star Tours Last Jedi chunk of the ride opened up too, which is pretty cool. My friend Louisa went to Disneyland and they rode it twice, and it has Kylo Ren, Poe Dameron. I think she said it has Rey and Finn as well. And you fly to the new planet from Last Jedi, Crate, which I think is that planet that not Glenn Close lives on. So that's pretty cool. I really wish that I was capable of going to Disneyland in the near future, because that's awesome.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's really cool. I'd like to see that. It was really cool seeing that video of Mark Hamill show up. At Star
that
Tours.
Was cool. We posted that to our Facebook page. I would definitely weep if I was riding a Star Wars ride and Mark Hamill walked in.
I don't know how I would react. I always ask myself that. How would I react if I met Mark Hamill? Because it's he's literally
even watching
a
the
hero.
video, I felt like I was there for a second. I just felt how I would feel if I was sitting there. It was that would be something special for sure.
Do just it seems like I watched this entire thing that he did at Oxford. Miles actually tried to go, but it was complete because it was free, and he was doing kind of like a sit-in at Oxford speaking.
Yeah.
And Miles tried to go, and he just couldn't get in because it was just automatically packed. He thought like, oh, I'll show up like on time and see. He didn't realize like it's Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna just get in. Like it's Mark Hamill. He's like, he got there and he was like, yeah, I couldn't even see the building. He was like, that was a mistake. I was like, that's so because they only let like 400 people in. It wasn't like that many. But I listened to like his whole thing, and he just like had this like even just listening to him talk, he had this really great ability to just seem like he makes everybody comfortable.
Yeah.
And like I don't know.
He seems like one of those people. Like Harrison Ford he's not standoffish anymore, but he always feels like he's just not happy being the center of attention. Whereas Mark Hamill sort of embraces it and knows how to make you feel like he's human and like he's just enjoying the ride that is his life at this point.
His career was also so much different that it's kind of like he has doing that now because he stayed out of the light for so long. People didn't even know who he was. Like when I would be like, oh, they'd be like, oh, what's up with Mark Hamill? I'm like, he's the Joker. They're like, what? I'm like, he's the Joker. How did you not know this? Like, they didn't know he did all this voice work. And not to mention, he was in like so many. There's that video that's going around that has like all the characters he's done.
Yeah, and for a long time he thought he was never going to be like on screen again. And, after his accident. So, he didn't do a lot for a long, long time. I remember he was in Bill and Ted. I mean, he's, not Bill and Ted, Jay and Silent Bob. And that was like, I was like, that's Mark Hamill. And everyone, like you said, was like, no, I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure he's, like, dead or something. So, it's really cool to see him, like, doing stuff again. And obviously his voice career was huge, but... Oh man, I just got wrecked as Darth Maul. You're breaking up again.
Killed so many people. Oh, sorry. There's so much going on that my thing is freaking out. He's gonna be in some comedy. I think I can't remember what the name of it was, and I wish I could remember the title. But it looked pretty funny, and it was like kind of like an indie film.
He was in Kingsman as well, the first Kingsman.
I've never seen Kingsman.
It was pretty cool. He was in it, and it was a really small part, and most people were like, "Wait, that's Mark Hamill," and then it was over. So, but it was cool anyway. He's just one of those guys that, like I said, he just makes you happy, because he's happy.
Because he's a good dude too, especially in the world where a lot of people's role models are crashing and burning. It's nice to have one who seems to be like just a genuine good guy,
right?
Which is nice. But there was another thing that I was gonna pose a question to you, was that the scene during the trailer, and there's no way of knowing this, but somebody was like trying to make a compelling argument, and it was making me laugh. But they were saying that the scene in the trailer where Rey kind of like lights up her saber, and it's like she's like on a rock somewhere, and there's like rain in the background or something like that.
That she's like, about to fight Luke.
She's like, oh, that's the last scene of the movie.
I've seen a lot of people say that she's fighting Luke in that scene, and I haven't seen anything to make me think that even a little bit. But I'm more along the thought process that's her confronting either like a dark side cavern, like in Empire, or confronting Kylo Ren to get Finn back. But I don't think she's going to fight Luke. That's the theory I've heard a lot of.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I think what I think is that I think that we keep forgetting about the guards.
Yeah,
and things like that. Like, there's some pretty formidable like foes in this movie, so that could just be a really dope shot from her about to fight like one of the guards or something like that.
I hope so.
That might not even be like the apex
climax
of the movie.
Yeah,
exactly.
I hope that the guards actually do something unlike the original trilogy, because the guards in the original trilogy were capable of kicking some serious tush. They just never show it on screen. But if you followed the extended universe at all, you knew that those guards were crazy badass.
Oh yeah, those guards were really, really badass. books.
Right.
In one of the books, one of the guards, the guards are like, they're Palpatine, like they're not brainwashed, but basically brainwashed. Like they can't, like, they live and die for the empire, for the emperor. So he like had one of the guys, like one of the royal guards was just like a little bit injured. And but he would have slowed him down. So the emperor, like just a minute ago, they were talking about how like they missed their families, and they like crashed, and the emperor was like, "Oh, he's not gonna make it. Just kill him." Without even hesitating, the guard just like shot him in the head.
Right. They're a little bit crazy.
The most loyal soldiers ever. They're intense, man. That's why I'm like, I would like to have seen more from them.
Exactly, and I'm hoping
think,
we
like,
get that from the Praetorians,
figures.
because the Praetorians look like they could just stand in the background with that scythe thing and not move, and we would get the same impression that we did from Jedi. So I'm hoping that they actually do something, and if that means that they fight Rey in the rain, that's cool with me, as long as it means that they're doing something.
Yeah. Also, we haven't really talked about the Knights of Ren either.
No,
so
that's true. I'm still not convinced that they're still around. I feel like if they were still around, they would have been around in the other one. Yeah. Like there's no way Kylo's like the only guy that like Hux and Snoke use if there's other guys available. So.
Because I'm trying to think, what was with that scene when it was him? It was her like having that dream or whatever.
Yeah, that was a flashback,
not the dream, but when she was in Maz's castle.
Yeah.
And then, you're right. It might have been a flashback. So
yeah, and I think we might see more
anymore.
of the Knights of Ren via flashback. I just don't think they're currently active. If they are, then it's weird that we haven't like seen anything like current on them.
Oh, I tried to get your back, man. I saw you up with the shield.
Dude, I'm really bad right now.
For you.
It's like really, really bad.
Try to throw a grenade out for you. I will say this, and Jared makes it look easy to play and talk at the same time.
Yeah.
He makes it look very easy because he's good.
No, it's not that I'm talking.
Really
it's
decent.
that I'm actively bad at this game and I haven't played enough of it. We played so much more of the first one that I'm just way more comfortable with it. And this game's fun and it's a good shooter, but there's a lot of people playing it who are playing it for a shooter. Whereas for the past year of Battlefront 1's life, we were only playing with Star Wars fans. So.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not playing very strategically right now. I'm just kind of running into danger and then like hoping to get a kill. So, I'll probably have to slow it down a little bit if they want to see some actual good action. But
this is a cool map. I mean, I'm looking. Oh, I'm getting killed. I like looking around this map. I can show you what it looks like as I die, over and over. But it's really pretty. So dying looks good.
Stupid battle droid. Yeah, man, it looks beautiful. It looks great. It looks great. You can spawn a hero in 10 minutes. What's up, guys? So last week, Hi everyone. Last week we talked a little bit about the kind of bad stuff that people have been saying about Star Wars. This Battlefront 2, the game that we are playing right now.
Jesus Christ.
It's been interesting. We're not going to dive too deep into it because we definitely harped on it last time. But I just wanted to really quickly make sure that we're not spreading disinformation, because I am a firm believer, especially in today's age, of making sure what facts are actual facts and what's. I really don't like the term fake news because
it's the worst term on the planet.
Because things can't be fake news. Because the definition of news negates the fact that it can be fake. So it's a really dumb term. But either way, it's the only thing people seem to understand. So, but yeah, I don't like people not knowing what's actually going on. So, real quick, before we move on, I just wanted to let you guys know about some of the things that people are saying and what's actually true. Jared's working, we believe.
No, he's not. So. He texted me back, finally. He did not see our message about doing it on Tuesday, and he is still on his vacation, which is fine, because that's where I'll be next week. So next week he'll be here and I won't be.
Oh, okay, so that's cool. That's all. That's no worries. But yeah, so one of the things people are saying that this game is pay to play. Still, it's still pay to win. It's not. You can't spend money on this game right now. They've shut that part of the game off. You can't do it. So there's no need to say it because you can't do it. So that's the end of that. Secondly, the game, as far as the new patch that they put through or whatever, there is no cheat. There is no whatever to be able to spawn more credits. I know there's been some thing going around online that says like there's some thing in the game where if you spawn as a this and then do this or do that, like you'll get a bunch of credits and it's not fair and this and that and the other. That's not real. So no worries. Don't worry about that, guys. Also, EA, I think, is like really doing their best to try to correct. I think they just did really bad with their PR when it came to handling how the game was. There was that really annoying tweet that guy put out, kind of basically like saying, "Oh, you guys are backseat, developers now." Right. And then everyone freaked out. And then
there
EA
were a lot of
like
really vocal haters, and EA didn't do a good job of handling it, which is weird because it's EA. And I think that people just weren't prepared for EA to not handle that part of things. And I mean, there's a lot of people who were very vocally. I mean, I follow a lot of different Star Wars pages on various forms of social media, and there's a lot of people who are very vocally, meaning the paywall and saying, oh, I would save you with Darth Vader, but he's 40,000 credit or whatever. Like, that's stupid. Like, earn him in the game. That's we talked about that last week. If you want to earn him, earn him. If you don't want to earn him, don't earn him. Like, that doesn't mean you can't play the game. There's also a lot of people saying you can't play heroes versus villains if you don't have all the heroes. That's not true either.
That's not true.
But it's silly. I think that there are a lot of people out there who were a week ago vocally saying, EA's doing this incorrectly and there should be no paywall. So EA takes down the paywall, and those same people are now saying, okay, well, EA's just going to stick it to us later then. And I mean, give EA a little bit of credit. They want to make, or at least give DICE a little bit of credit. They want to make a good game. They understand, we talked about this last week, but they understand that if you don't play this game, or if you hate this game as much as people are vocally saying that they hate this game, they're not going to sell very many copies of any third game. So I don't think they want to lose your money, and I don't think they think it's a foregone conclusion that they already have it. So
plus I want to see this game be supported.
Right.
And it's going to suck if it's not supported as well as it could be because the money's just not there because people are not playing a good game for a bad reason.
Right. If this goes the same way as Mass Effect, where people don't play it and therefore they don't make any DLC, that would really suck. And the thing about Mass Effect is that it's a worse game than this. Like, objectively, it's not as good a game. So, and it should have been. Mass Effect was one of those games that I was, like, beyond excited for. And
Mass Effect is one of those games to me that's just one of those names where it's like, you got to try it at least once. You got to play at least one of the Mass Effect. If you're a gamer, you have to play it.
The original trilogy is my favorite series of all time. And so I was really stoked for Andromeda. It dropped the ball. EA dropped the ball in supporting it, and no one spent money on it, so EA didn't put any money into it. So I don't want to see that happen with this. I don't think it will, but I just think that there's again, the overall sentiment for anything, whether it's gaming or movies or politics or sports or anything, the louder the negativity, that's what we focus on. And that's not necessarily the majority opinion. It's just the loudest, most annoying opinion. And I think that we need to keep that in perspective when it comes to this game. Because, again, objectively, it's a fun game. If you haven't played it because you don't think it's fun, then you're messing up. Because it's legitimately good. And you can't mess up if you're buying this game looking for a fun one. So, I mean, we said it last week ad nauseum, but form your own opinion. We're here to inform you about what's real in the game and what's not. And one of those things is that the paywall just doesn't exist anymore because you literally can't pay even if you want to. The credits,
Yeah.
it's not 40,000 credits to unlock any hero. The most expensive of them, I think, is 15 now because they discounted them all by 75%.
Yeah.
So EA's
All I want
listening
to say
you.
is, like, they are listening, and I've barely been playing. Like, I have not been playing as much as I thought I was going to be able to play when we knew the game was coming out. So I have not been playing that much. However, I still have enough credits now to unlock a new character, and I've already unlocked one.
Yeah,
And
I've got
barely
2,
put
I
any
think, and
time
I played
in.
less than you.
Exactly. So that's what I mean. It's like, I don't understand where this is coming from, and what it's, you know, I do understand where it's coming from. It's coming from people not playing the game,
Right.
looking what they see online, and then just repeating what they see, and that's just it. It's like they're not actually experiencing it, so they don't know. And it's like I barely played, and I've already unlocked 2 characters. I guarantee I have like 3 or 4 characters unlocked if I've wanted to play as much as I actually, you know, as I actually could. You know, it's just like I don't get it. It just seems so silly to me. But you know, that's like Adam
the
said.
world we live
All
in.
we want to do is make sure that you guys know what actually is true or false, so that way you're not boo-hooing on the game. So you know, or thinking the game might be this or that.
Yeah,
Because
boo-hoo
you know,
on it if you
some
want
of those
to
things
after
are
you
true.
played it. Just, I mean, don't expect us to have to agree with you just because you're loud. Like, that's what I don't get about it. You can not like it if you don't want to like it. I just don't understand the whole, you know, everybody must share my opinion. Just like I'm not telling you to like it. I'm just telling you to give it a shot before you automatically don't.
Exactly. But yeah, guys, we can check out another game mode after we do this one. We got
After we get
about
wrecked.
half hour left after we finish getting smacked in this one. We're gonna check out maybe Strike or Blast, and see how that goes. Smaller maps, no heroes, and then maybe we will try a game of heroes versus villains just so we can.
Yeah, I haven't tried that.
I did try a match of it, and it was legitimately fun.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let's try it.
It was actually pretty fun because it wasn't like I thought it was gonna be. So it's like an arena, kind of, and there's like an announcer.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, yeah, it was really cool. I was like, this is way different than I thought it was actually going to be. I thought it was going to be basically like you spawn in and just beat each other up until you're done. Like, but it's actually like you know, it's not objective based, but it is like, you know, there's a goal. Like, all right, you got to try to like everybody, and it makes it so you like protect each other. So you're actually using your you're using your you know, abilities for reasons. You're not just spamming them. Like, you're actually trying to hold them off. And like I was playing it, and with Darth Vader, I didn't realize that you can move people around when you force choke them.
Oh yeah.
So I literally we were playing near this hole, and Han and Lando are there, so I force choke them and then hold them over the hole and drop them both and get a double kill. I was like, this is pretty fun. Like, that for me actually kind of made the game like, all right, this is a cool game. Like, now I'm enjoying this game, because that's kind of because that's exactly what I was talking about when people were like, oh, no cross-era play. I'm like, if there was no cross-era play, I wouldn't have been able to force choke Lando and Han at the same time and throw them down a pit. Like, that's now a necessary thing in my life that needs to happen on a regular basis. It's a pretty fun mode. We'll have to play it. It was a good time. And like I said, I really enjoyed the fact that it wasn't anywhere close to what I thought it was going to be. Like, it was much more like I said, it was much more of like an actual kind of game, in the sense where you score points and you're on teams. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, we'll have to play a little bit of Blast, and then because I want to try out I haven't played much of the smaller game modes yet.
Yeah.
Just because I kind of like, you know, the option of possibly being able to get a hero.
Same. Blast is cool because when you get like a Wookiee or a rocket trooper, you go on a streak. Like, you're just nasty all of a sudden, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I prefer heroes. I just think that's why I play this and not Call of Duty, is the Star Wars moments.
Dude, you're going off with Yoda right now.
Dude, that was like an hour ago.
Oh, I'm like, that's so funny. That's how behind the thing is on YouTube, because I'm watching it on YouTube, and I'm like, oh man, dude, you're going crazy with Yoda right now.
Yeah, it was fun.
that's how you got up to 20 kills.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you like on top right now? I'm like,
yeah, I'm about to be
because you
MVP.
just slice through people. That's why. This level is
Really
it's
cool.
gorgeous.
That's why I wanted to play this game type though, because I wanted to. Have you played the Death Star yet? Like, I want to get that map.
Oh yeah, we gotta play the Death Star. That's true. That's true. I still haven't played it. Because anytime I've been playing the story mode because I want to beat it. But
Right.
yeah, I still haven't played it. By the way, guys, we're not gonna talk about the story mode yet. Like I said, I haven't beat it. Adam hasn't had a chance to quite.
I haven't even played it, but I'm not planning on it either. So that's the difference. I'm not planning on playing it until after Last Jedi.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. That makes sense. I like that actually. I like that. That way, yeah, because there wasn't anything crazy in it, but there was some stuff where it's like,
Yeah, I'd just rather go into it totally clean.
Yeah.
I guess I wasn't MVP. I thought I was going to be. Alright, shall I back out and find a different game type?
Sure, yeah. Let's try out yeah, let's try Blast. Let's try Blast or Strike. Is there commentary or am I oh no, can you guys not hear us? I'm not sure. You should be able to.
Erica could hear us earlier, so we're definitely coming through.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're good. Yeah, Erica just said your headphones aren't working, so that's your answer. There you go. Headphones not working. Oh man, I should have grabbed the water before we started. My throat's all dry. Alright, yeah, so we're gonna try out a different game mode. We were just in Galactic Assault and we were playing on Camino and we went kind of back and forth with the droids and
we won the second game.
Yeah, we won the second game, which is nice because it was actually kind of clutch towards the end. Like we almost lost. But yeah, that map is absolutely gorgeous. But you could see like while we were playing, it was in phases of being spread out and then being like closed in. You know, like when we're out in the open, it was easy to be able to set up snipe shots and stuff like that. But then once we got inside, it was all about having the heavy troopers really kind of do a lot of the heavy work and then having the assault kind of behind. I haven't really been able to get too much into the strategy of the game and get used to how to attack different maps in different ways and things like that, only because like I said, when we stream, we're just kind of just going at it. So but pretty soon we'll be able to let you guys know a little bit more tips and tricks for how to get better and
we just haven't been able to play, which means we haven't been able to unlock stuff. So like I don't have every gun yet, I don't have every hero, I don't have every star card. So as I get them, I'll talk about them. I'll probably do a lot of chill streams for that too, if I ever get time. But but in terms of like wanting us to use a gun or play a map or something like that, it might be tough right now, just because I haven't gotten to play it more than maybe 2 hours total.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think I've maybe put just a little bit more time. I think I'm probably at like 4 hours maybe, only because I did get a chance to sit down and like burn through at least like a couple hours worth of the story mode. So but as far as online, yeah, I have probably like 2 hours at this point, so not much time. As you can see, all my stuff is pretty low ranked right now, so
yeah.
I'm working up there. And then I know some people, now this was something that did happen, so I'm sorry if it did happen to you if you do have the game, but some people their stats got reset. Like everything got sent over
sucks.
when the patch went through. Yeah,
I think there were some people who were glitching it though, so they might have done that on purpose. Because Jared's first game, he played against someone who's like level 29 or something.
Oh wow! Unless they're a dev, there's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way. Unless it's developer, there's no way they're that high. That's silly.
And it was 12:30 the first night. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, there's no way. That's ridiculous. Now we're playing a little bit of. We're on Yavin now. Oh my gosh, dude, this level is gorgeous. The mossy walls are awesome.
Yeah, I like all the little details because it reminds me of the Yavin level of Jedi Outcast.
Oh yeah, that
You
level
had to like
was.
force push the wall and stuff like that. That game was so sick.
That level was cool, man. That whole game was pretty cool. I'm level 32. You're level 32 already? Well, now I understand if you're like at level 32. Like that makes sense.
Yeah, it's
but
been out
like,
for a week and a half.
it's
Also,
been
you're
out for a little
tryhard.
bit
Like
now.
we suck
Yeah.
and we're casuals.
Yeah, we're definitely terrible. We're definitely terrible. So that makes sense if you're level 32 now. I'm just saying, like, level 32 day one, I
At
would have been a little bit
12:30,
suspicious.
the night it
Yeah,
came out.
I would have been a little bit suspicious. You know, I would have felt like you might have hacked the game a little bit. The other thing that I was seeing people do, and I don't know, man, this isn't necessarily Star Wars. It's more about video games itself. But I've seen people you can get this adapter and hook up your mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
And use that as your
Yeah, that's
controller
broken.
instead of.
I mean, it's not
your
even cheating,
controller. I
but
feel
when
like-
you do that, you are overpowered. If you're more comfortable
Yeah.
with that type of thing anyway, I'm not. I prefer a
Yeah.
controller, but if you're that type of person who's really good at that, you're just going to be overpowered in general.
Yeah, I feel like that shouldn't be allowed, but then again, I'm like, well, I mean, it is what it is. But I feel like it shouldn't. Like, I don't know. I feel like it gives you advantage because the thing about like the controller is that when you set like the stick to the middle, there's like a dead zone where the
Right.
controller doesn't move. That doesn't exist in the pad, so you literally like don't
just
have to
fly
worry
around.
about. Yeah, you can just fly around, and you're much more accurate. Like you said, if you know what you're doing, that's why
Yeah, if you grew up
PC
like
gamers
playing
are-
Counter Strike and Quake and
Oh my
Unreal
God.
Tournament and stuff, you're God with a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
This is not. That's not my forte for sure. Not that I have
Yeah.
the forte, but that's definitely not it.
Yeah, no. If anything, fight games are definitely where I shine.
What was I gonna
Shooters
say?
have never been my the games that I've been the best at. If anything, fight games are where I've like put in the work to get like good, like spent time like learning combos and all that good stuff. It would be, or speaking of Star Wars and fight games, Soul Calibur. Do you remember when they
Darth
had
Vader and Yoda?
Darth Vader, and then the Yoda one. Yup. Oh man, dude, those were awesome. Those were
Yeah.
awesome. That was the only time I think I bought. That was probably one of, because I was never a big Soul Calibur guy, because I just felt like it was super tech, and I
It
just
was
couldn't
fun
ever
in
get a grasp
arcade.
on
It was just not a fun console game for me. But I did
Yeah.
buy that one to play Yoda on the Xbox.
Yes, it was awesome, and I think it was Vader was on the PS3, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then for Soul Calibur, I think it was 4. It was Link.
Yep, on
I
GameCube.
believe on GameCube. That was wicked.
Yeah,
that
it
was
was pretty
awesome.
cool.
I missed that, man.
They're adding
I
the
missed
Ninja
that.
Turtles to Injustice 2 in February.
Are you kidding me?
I know.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they just
I'm
announced it last
definitely
week.
now getting that game. I'm definitely now. I wasn't even thinking about getting it. Now I'm definitely getting it.
Yeah. I'm
If you
stoked
could play
about
as the
that.
Ninja Turtles, like, oh my god, now I have to have it. Because NetherRealm makes some good fight games now.
The trailer was cool. You should go look it up. The TMNT trailer was really neat.
Oh, they put out a trailer for it too? Oh
Yeah.
man, I gotta go check that out. That sounds amazing. That sounds incredible. I can't wait for that. Now there's more stuff to be excited about. That's awesome. But yeah, so yeah, that was really cool.
I
That
killed
was
myself.
probably one of my favorite.
Oh my god! I just banked a grenade off the wall right in front of my face. That was clutch.
Those are probably one of my favorite cameos from Star Wars into a video game. And
Yeah.
I was thinking about it the other day because I was watching Fanboys again, just because it's so hilarious. I was watching Fanboys again. Oh, and I watched that
The
thing,
Jedi
American Jedi. American Jedi. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. It was really interesting.
I'm gonna have to watch that at some point.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. But yeah, I was watching Fanboys again, and I saw, just all the cameos that are in there, and I was just thinking about like some of my favorite, cameos that Star Wars characters, or just actors from Star Wars have made and things. And I was thinking that probably my favorite one. Did you watch Scrubs a lot?
Not a lot, but I think I've
Not a
seen
lot.
most of them. I just not a
Okay.
ton.
There was one where Billy D shows up, Like,
Oh, nice.
Turk just would not stop calling him Lando. It's like, it's Billy D.
I think I remember that.
All right, Lando. It's so good. But yeah, man. But yeah. So as far as The Last Jedi goes, guys, like we said, there's a lot of teasers coming out. There was this other cool video we saw recently where they had made this really cool Crystal Fox, and they were using practical effects to build it and use it, in real time, and then they were using, the animatronic, or I'm sorry, the CGI effects. So that just got me, I just seeing that video just got me in general really excited about they're still using, there's still a very high usage of practical effects.
Right.
In Star Wars, and that got me really, really excited actually
I
watching
think both
video.
JJ and Ryan Johnson have shown a real commitment to doing that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So that, honestly, there's been a couple things that have happened that I still don't know if I want a trilogy. However, there's been a couple things where I'm like, maybe a new trilogy wouldn't be the worst thing. I don't want it, but if it does happen, maybe it's not going to be movies that I'm going to be like, oh, these are terrible now.
Right.
The first thing that happened was that with the whole EA thing, there's this, there's this rumor going around. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but there's this rumor going around that Disney was the one who made EA shut stuff down when it came to whatever, because they were like, oh, you're not really handling the property as well. And people are only saying that because Disney just recently pulled the game from Visceral,
right.
Because apparently they didn't like the way that the game was turning out.
Mm-hmm.
So they pulled it from them. So they were like, oh, EA, you kind of need to get your stuff together with this game. So that being said, I'm thinking maybe big. Disney.
I mean, if there's an EA, if there's a Disney of the video game world, it's EA.
It's EA.
Now
it's
that
EA,
Activision's not what it once was, there's no other contest. So I don't think that.
I mean, maybe Rockstar, but even Rockstar they're so specific to
as
what
a
they
developer,
do.
maybe, but not as a publisher.
As a publisher, you're right. I'm sorry.
I just think that EA is
probably the biggest
unmatched,
publisher,
and it's been around for 35, 40 years. I mean,
yeah, you're right.
You're
right. Not to mention they basically invented the annual publish by having the sports games out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
They were the ones who were able to figure out how to publish every year.
Oh yeah, they were making game in the 80s, and I mean they're just a big brand, and like I said, if there is a Disney of video games, it's EA. So I don't know that I would buy too much into them butting heads or anything, because the property is just as lucrative for both of them. And
That's true. I didn't think that, but
I mean, it's worth reading into,
that,
I guess.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it means that Disney's at least gonna take care of Star Wars in a way that they care about it. And then with Ryan Johnson, I feel like the more I see little bits of The Last Jedi, and the more I watch interviews with him and things like that, he seems like he's a giant nerd, and that makes me very happy.
Oh, absolutely. And the same thing for JJ. They love the series. There's no questioning their Star Wars, feelings. It's just that we've talked about it a lot, but like I said before, I don't need a trilogy right now. It's just it takes away from the mystique of the universe. And
I just feel like we're getting, and we've also talked about this, but we're getting so far ahead of ourselves now.
Yeah,
I
let us
don't
enjoy
understand.
one.
Yeah, we can't even get we've had so many announcements between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi.
Oh yeah.
So many announcements between the two movies that it's and in between then we've actually even had another Star Wars movie.
Right.
So it's like we're getting all these announcements of these Star Wars movies, and then we haven't even seen The Last Jedi yet. Oh my god.
And I was
it's
thinking
getting kind of frustrating.
I think that I think objectively, and I got to think about it some more, but I think if I had known that there was going to be another Star Wars movie in the next even 5 years, when I saw Revenge of the Sith for the first time, I might not have liked it as much. I think that part of the thing that makes Revenge of the Sith special is that you went into that thinking, look, I grew up on Star Wars. We never thought we'd get more. Here we are with more, but this is it. You got to really love it and think of it as something that you're never going to see again. And
that's true.
And here we are knowing that no matter what happens in Last Jedi and whatever they end up calling Episode 9, it doesn't matter almost, because the next year you're going to turn around and have another Star Wars movie. So it's hard to have an emotional attachment to it beforehand. Whereas with Revenge of the Sith, even if you didn't like the movie, you had to have some sort of emotional response to it being potentially the last Star Wars movie you ever see. So I mean,
you know what?
That part
I
of it's
think
weird.
that's a really good point that I haven't thought about before. It's that knowing that it's ending is really what makes it so good.
Part of it,
like,
at least,
even those moments, part of it. Even those moments that people say are so like whatever. The reason why I always have loved Revenge of the Sith is almost for that specific reason, is that it's like the definitive end to Darth Vader, not to Darth Vader's story, because it's kind of like the beginning of his story, but like it's just like the definitive conclusion of like, all right, I know what happened. Like I figured out what happened. I know, like they tied up every loose end and didn't create any new ones, you know what I mean? Like they could cut it off there and that would have been it. They tied up every loose end that needed to be tied up. What happened in The Force Awakens is basically like, all right, what happens after this? You know what I mean? And then we're kind of extending use, but it's like, you're right. If we are going to get, I don't know if I'm going to be able to enjoy the next one that we get as much after The Last Jedi if I know in like 5 years there's going to be another trilogy.
I mean, you might like be able to think about it logically and enjoy it from like a removed
yeah, but it's just that like those moments
you can't
that
get
you're
your heart into
about,
it the same
like,
way. Like it's just not like as magical. I don't know how to put it without sounding like a dweeb, but it's just not like it's not as much of an experience to me.
It's like if they came out with like not if they came out with another Harry Potter, because I'd love another Harry Potter book.
Yeah, I mean, Fantastic Beasts is. I almost said Fantastic Four. Fantastic Beasts is really cool, but like I wouldn't want to go into the last Fantastic Beasts movie knowing that the next year we're gonna get, I don't know, a Harry Potter prequel, or sequel rather.
Yeah.
Like I feel like. Again, and it's nothing against Rian Johnson's trilogy. That trilogy could end up being the best trilogy of movies to ever exist ever. I don't think that'll happen, but it could. I backed out, by the way. But even if that does happen, it takes away from what Episode 9 could have been emotionally. And I just think that there's I know that you can't put like a money value on it, and that's the language that Disney's trying to speak is the money language. But I wish that they took that into account a little bit more than they seem to be taking it into account. So
and I also am trying to remember, like, they're doing this for like, just like when George Lucas put out the prequels, he was doing it for us, really, and I think that's why I appreciate it so much, is because they were for us. We were kids, and that's who they were for, and so that's why we love them so much. And I do see, because Lila, like, she sees these newer characters like Rey and Finn and BB-8, and she like connects with them. You know what I mean? Like, and so I feel like what they're doing is they are setting up a whole new generation for a bunch of Star Wars that's coming. You know what I mean? Yeah. Speaking of the next generation, so it's like, I feel like, for us, and I was actually talking, oh my gosh, so the best thing happened. Me and Amber go to her doctor's appointment for the baby and everything. And so we go to the doctor's appointment, and she's like, the doctor, I have a Star Wars shirt on, and so we start talking about Star Wars, and then he's like, oh, let me show you this picture, and it's him, and Amber's doctor is like literally like 6'6", like he's real tall. And so he was like, oh, I dressed as Darth Vader because I'm like roughly the same size as the actor was. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Amazing, man. So then he was like, oh yeah, we're talking about Star Wars even more, and like we get into how much I really love it. And he's like, listen, if you want, if it's me who's like on duty when she's like goes into labor, I'll go home and change into
that's so cool.
the Darth Vader outfit and deliver your child as Darth Vader. I'm like, if you're I was like, don't joke about this. It's like, if you're serious, then please do not. He's like, yeah,
Dude,
I'll
I'm
do
gonna
it.
have to get that doctor's name for our next kid. That's awesome.
I was like, what? Oh my god, dude! It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I forgot completely what I was talking about because that was like the best thing that ever happened.
No, it's just people being attached to it. Like we grew up with it, and we want our kids to be attached to it too. And
yeah, so
I get that that's a little bit selfish, but I just like I don't want my I don't want to get like all socialist, but like there are parts of capitalism that sucks, and this is one of them. And it's almost like a shame that our kids have to grow up in this world that we got to experience differently. And I just wish that it was as pure for them as it was for us. Because for us, it was all imagination and hoping and waiting and praying that you might get another one someday. But really just like picturing what the heroes could be doing. And now there's no imagination left in it. There is for Rian Johnson, and it's great that he gets to see his vision realized on the big screen. But there's something to be said for holding out a little bit longer than every 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. And that's also what I was thinking originally. When I was talking to my doctor, he was saying he was a fan of, you know, the originals. Obviously, he's a little bit older. But then I was like, then he was like, oh, you know, I was like, oh, you know, the prequels, I liked them. He's like, oh, well, you know, I didn't really like the prequels. They weren't really. He was like, you know, and he said the same thing I'm saying now. He was like, they were really kind of more for you. You were kids and you, you know, liked it. I was like, yeah, see, I get the same feeling now about the new Star Wars stuff. So maybe this is just how it goes, you know? Like maybe our kids are gonna be like, these new Star Wars movies. It just doesn't feel the same as The Force Awakens.
No, I can see that. It's cool that Disney's into it because, like, Disney might make a million things, but they want to make the money, so they're gonna try and make it high quality at least. It's just, and it's neat that they keep getting people like JJ and Rian Johnson to do it because they're legitimate fans of the series. It's just, like I said, it's just a little bit sad, a little bit heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, guys, like we said, we're gonna finish off with some heroes versus villains. Finish for the day. Before we go, I'd like to say thank you to everyone again for stopping by. We got a couple more subscribers recently, so thank you. I know we haven't been as active as we were when we first started. Like I said, just work and life just kicked in, and it's the holiday season, and just stuff, guys. Stuff happens, but we appreciate it because even though we're only doing this, sometimes you guys are still popping by to listen to what we have to say, so that's awesome. I'm playing as a little bit of Boba Fett right now, and I think Adam is... Who are you at right now?
I am dead, but now I'm Kylo Ren again. I'm getting just destroyed, but I'm Kylo Ren, which is pretty cool.
Dude, Rey is like literally just spanking me with that. Oh yes, Darth Maul. I need to play as Darth Maul. No, did somebody take him? I want Darth Maul. Oh yay, nice. Yeah, that's awesome. We friggin' Mos Eisley looks awesome. I love Mos
we
Eisley.
suck, but it's cool to look at. Like, just enjoy the two suns as I get absolutely demolished.
I just took out Lando. Let's see if I can take out Rey. I will kill you, Rey. I will destroy you. Oh, she's almost dead. Yeah,
I saw your kill.
Rey's dead. Oh, you're a butt. You're a butt. That's alright. I think I got Yoda too. Oh no, almost dead. Yoda's a little.
Oh, someone just routed my Han kill. Yeah, he's a little gnat.
This game
he's
is
just
gorgeous, man. Oh my
Attack of the Clones. Yeah, it's cool because you notice stuff about the maps that like you didn't know from the movies. Like, I never knew there was a mountain range behind Mos Eisley. Like, I never would have known that. I had no idea. It's pretty cool.
I had no idea that was there, and I wonder if that was like some, you know. And I think to myself, like,
it kind of reminds me of Agrabah from Kingdom Hearts a little bit with all the rugs. I never really thought about that.
Oh my gosh, man! That was one of my favorite levels. Favorite levels.
That was a cool map.
That and
Lion King was cool in the second one.
Yes, that one was cool.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
My all-time favorite. Yup, that's it.
That's
my
probably mine
all-time
too.
favorite.
Because all the music's so
All-time
cool,
favorite.
and like the hill
It
is
was
so
perfect.
neat. Yeah,
and not
cool
to mention
map.
that's like probably one of Sora's best outfits.
Yeah.
Like he gets a little fang and everything.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
one was cool. Speaking of Kingdom Hearts, I'm hearing like it's like pretty
They're
certain there's gonna be some Star Wars in it.
They're gonna announce in March a release date, I think. I know Square Enix is announcing their big release dates in March, so it's either Kingdom Hearts or the Final Fantasy VII remake, or both. So.
Well, they already. Yeah, it's gotta be. No, it's gotta be. Oh, please let it be Kingdom Hearts. It needs to be. It's been way too long.
Yeah, we've been waiting like 6 years.
Wait. Dude, it's been like 12 since the first game.
I know.
It's ridiculous, man. This is like the longest I've ever waited for a game. Like, it's ridiculous.
Oh, I know. I can't wait.
Like, I'm a grown man now. I played that game when
no
I was
joke.
a kid.
My kid will be playing that game as old as I was playing the first game. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 will come out when he's like 12, it feels like.
Exactly, man. That's exactly it. Like, you're not even kidding, dude. Like, I was playing Kingdom Hearts with Lila not too long ago. And it's just like, oh my gosh, man. Like, she's able to play this game. Like, she's 6 and able to play it, like, competently. And I still don't have... My kid is playing this game, and I still don't have a 3. This is ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I want Kingdom Hearts 3 so bad. Mostly because... because Kingdom Hearts is the best game that I've ever played.
Oh, yeah.
Ever. It's the best game. And not only that, but I know Star Wars is going to be in it. And
I don't share that confidence. I don't think it's going to be.
You don't think it's going to be there?
No, I know we've talked about lightsaber Keyblade, and I would like give my arm for that, but I just don't see it. I know that
I would at least like to see.
They said there's 3 or 4 worlds that have never been used before. And we already know about Big Hero 6.
That's true.
And Toy Story.
Yeah.
So it's not like they can do that many more.
I heard Frozen might be in it.
Yeah, I mean they'll probably at least put like Elsa as like a summon or something, or Olaf, right?
Elsa as a summon would be cool. I won't lie about that.
I would play it regardless of what worlds are in it. I just think that it's becoming less and less likely that they put Star Wars in it.
Yeah, maybe. I hope they do.
I think it'll probably come around the same time as like Incredibles or something, and they'll probably want to make them both, a focus.
Yeah, that's true.
It's going to be hard to get. Did
you see the little teaser for Incredibles 2?
I did, and I like how it said full-length trailer, and it was legitimately like 2 blurbs. But it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've been saying for a long time that was probably one of their best movies, in that they should have remade it a long time ago. They should have done the second one a long time ago, because it was such a good setup.
They had an issue. I guess their CEO stepped down due to some unsavory allegations. So he's on a 6-month sabbatical right now, which really sucks because he's produced literally every Pixar movie that's ever existed. Yeah, John Lasseter.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you, man.
He's literally my hero, dude.
Yep.
He's the reason why I went to school for computer animation.
Yeah, dude. He took a willful 6-month sabbatical, and he said he's going to examine his life and try to become better, and he apologized for a bunch of stuff. But yeah, he's the CEO of Pixar and of Disney Animation Studios. So so that's a big deal. Yeah.
He's a genius. Have you ever watched their little documentary where they all sit down and he talks about the first meeting they ever had?
Yeah.
Where they discussed,
where they wrote them all down.
Like a couple, and they wrote them all down, and then we got them all into, and that's why. And I mean, you obviously know this, but for listeners, that's why Pixar is so canon. Like, everything is in the same universe, and there's always a nod to a movie, because they planned them so far ahead in advance that they knew what was going to be in what. It's just, I love Pixar. Pixar to me is like my second. It's Star Wars, Harry Potter, and then Pixar.
Yeah,
those are like my big 3, because Pixar is amazing. I'm kind of bummed about John Lasseter. I'll have to read a little bit more.
It seems like he. I mean, I don't want to discount anything that he might have done that hasn't come out yet, but he said, I didn't mean to make people uncomfortable, and if I did, I apologize. I'm taking this time to try to better myself. But at the same time, some of the people that have come out and said stuff about him, it doesn't sound so hot. Like they've said some stuff that's just a little bit
Oh crap!
a little bit grody.
You know what I mean?
And it's nothing. It's hard because our threshold of what is acceptable and what is like pervy is so different now, and a lot of the stuff he's been accused of doing is absolutely like not appropriate in the workplace, and it makes people uncomfortable, and he needs to probably not do that for sure. But on the other hand, it's tough to compare it apples and oranges, compared to what some of these other people have been proven to have done. I feel like it's awkward.
The line in the sand has now been blurred because there used to be a very clear definition of what was right and wrong, and it seemed like now and I don't really feel too badly about talking about this on our channel, but it seems like now it's just blurred, and it's unfortunate. But I just feel like the people who should be setting examples aren't setting them
on both sides, which is crazy because I think that again, just like everything else we've talked about, a common theme is that the loudest people are usually, the angriest, and it's just it's disappointing to see some of your heroes are a little bit gross, but it's also disappointing to have to live in a world where you have to define a little bit gross versus like terrible, and
that's a terrible thing.
You have to live in this world now where you have to be able to make a decision about which is which, and that's a crappy feeling.
Yeah, it's too bad. And like I said, John Lasseter, that's really too bad because that's a disappointment. That's a huge disappointment. But like we say all the time, on this channel, that's why we got Star Wars, guys. The world can be like
fiction,
super crappy.
That can't happen.
Yeah, the world can be super crappy, but that's why these universes even exist. Like I said, Harry Potter's another big one for me.
That's the good news is that I don't think Rowling is ever gonna disappoint us in that way. That's the one good thing is if there's one person on the planet that I think is probably untouchable, it's probably
if there's a bunch of
Mark
men
Hamill
who all
maybe,
of a sudden come
but
out
J.K.
and they're like,
Rowling definitely
J.K.
not.
Rowling touched me or something like that. If a bunch of men, I'll be I'm like, no, I don't believe you.
Yeah,
I won't believe it. Luckily,
I would
that's one thing we can trust.
Flabbergasted.
Because she's a pretty big feminist.
Oh yeah, even in terms of like her vocal stuff, if she said anything inappropriate, I would be amazed. I just can't see it, and that's.
And even then, I'd probably be so forgiving of most things that she says.
No, right.
She could probably get away with saying a lot of things, and I'd probably be like, "It's okay, that's fine, I don't care."
Yeah,
I love you, J.K.
tough.
Rowling.
I really think that she's probably one of those few untouchable ones.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to quickly, like I said, end on a good note. Like I said, Star Wars is out there to bring us joy. So unfortunately, it's like we said earlier, a lot of our heroes seem to be kind of not so much anymore. So it's good that we still can go to the movies and check out The Last Jedi and see Luke fall from grace, or maybe not. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. We'll see what happens with Luke. But
I'm going toe to toe with Vader as Luke right now. That's pretty cool.
That is really cool. Oh man, what if we get, I hope we get old Luke skin. I hope we get the old Luke skin.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Luke skin.
I know that you can unlock the Han smuggler outfit by beating all the arcade missions 3 stars. So I'm really excited to get that because that's my iconic outfit is the best.
I unlocked some version of Han while I was playing. I think I unlocked the version of him that's in the story mode. Or something like that. I got that skin. So, yeah, I'm hoping more skins and stuff like that come out for this game. We'll see. Like I said, I'd love to see an older Han. I'd love to see a young Lando, maybe, when the Lando movies
give
comes
me some
out.
Donald Glover. Ooh, mama.
Dude, that's what I mean, dude. Come on, that'd be awesome. If they did that, that would be sweet. I don't think they're gonna put anything from
Holy cow, I'm getting wrecked.
I don't think you're gonna put anything from the Han Solo movie in the game.
No, not in this game.
It'd be cool if they did, but you know what's? I say that, but there was a whole Rogue One DLC.
Yeah, but it's different. I think that part of what EA is doing with Battlefront is making it because of the season pass thing. I think they're trying to make it a more yearly franchise. because they know if they charge you $100 a year, they might not get it. But if they charge you $60 a year and just don't give you as much credit, content, you'll buy it. So I think that we're in to see a lot of Battlefront games in a short amount of time, which would mean that the next one might have something from Han Solo in it. Would be my guess.
Yeah, that'd be cool though. Like I said, if any playable version of Donald Glover would be amazing. Any playable version
of him, whether it's Simba in the new Kingdom Hearts or
oh my gosh,
Lando or what.
What if they've been taking so long because they knew he was going to be Simba, so they voiced him?
Well, yeah, but that's
Simba
what people. Oh, that would be crazy. I know that people have hypothesized that they've been taking so long, and each time they've used that argument, they've said for a different reason. Like first, it was maybe they're taking so long because Frozen's coming out, and then it was like Beauty and the Beast is coming out, and now it's like we have no idea what's going on. Kind of like when you and I talk about Last Jedi, we just don't know what's happening.
Yeah, and I actually heard that they might be taking so long because they were working on Final Fantasy 15 and then Final Fantasy 7, so they're having to like
a Japanese company, and they do stuff on their own pace, and they do stuff how they think is the right way, and they're not interested in anyone else's opinion on that. So it's kind of
very much like Valve,
Pokemon
where they're
and
kind of
Nintendo.
like we do our own thing,
right? Yeah, absolutely. And they'll give you what they think is the best version of that, and you either like it or you don't, and they don't really care.
Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts are two of the best two of the best IPs that have ever come out.
Oh, absolutely. There are some bad Final Fantasy games, but Square Enix doesn't think so. Yeah. So I mean, there's probably some bad Kingdom Hearts games too. But I don't know. It'll be
Final Fantasy fans don't find any. Well, that's not true because I know some of them like unanimously like 12 wasn't good.
13, a lot of people don't like.
13, a lot of people
I know some people that like 12, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I personally don't care.
I didn't like 12.
But at the same time, I just want
I
Kingdom Hearts, and I don't care about anything.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts it redeems anything Square Enix might ever do bad.
Yeah,
Kingdom Hearts is such a good game. To see that universe was pretty amazing. To see Final Fantasy characters, and then not only that, but the story itself is just ridiculous.
Oh, it's one of the better stories in video games.
Hearts, it's one of the best stories ever, and it's so deep. And the best part about Kingdom Hearts is like the juxtaposition of this dark story, and then you have Goofy
who
comes along.
Yeah,
these like whimsical characters, and it's like there's monsters that literally steal people's souls.
Oh
and hearts.
there's some heavy themes in Kingdom Hearts, and I don't think it gets the respect it deserves as like a good story.
Doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't, because like I said, it has some heavy content. Even the story between Sora and Riku,
oh yeah, absolutely.
It's super intense, and it's like. Yeah, and Kairi, and it's like get to the point where Riku is his friend who's falling into the darkness, and Sora's still having to try to maintain that friendship, even though he knows it's just ridiculous. But if you guys haven't played, I could start a podcast just about Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, easy.
Just about talking about Kingdom Hearts, because that is my favorite game of all time. But yeah, guys, thanks for joining us. We just played a couple quick matches of some heroes versus villains. It was pretty fun. Graphics wise, it was really cool, honestly.
It was more fun than I thought it would be. It was still if you're not good, it's not as much fun, but it is.
I would suggest
fun.
when we're not streaming to go back and play, so you can actually get into it a little bit. And get good. But when we're not streaming, you should check it out, because like I said, there's an announcer. We couldn't hear it because we were talking, but there's an announcer in the background who's oh, Darth Maul just he has says funny quips and stuff. And then not only that, but they did voice lines in between characters, so the characters say really funny stuff to each other,
right.
Stuff that they wouldn't say in the movies or anything. It was I heard Vader at one point in time say something to Darth. He said something to Darth Maul in the sense of what's up with your lightsaber, basically.
Right.
Something like that. It was pretty funny. But yeah, guys, come check us out again. Happy holidays, by the way. If you guys don't celebrate Thanksgiving,
I'll be in Dallas next week, so you won't see me. But I will be back in but I'll be back in 2 weeks. So enjoy your
nice.
your week without me. I'll try to make sure Jared's here. Jared, if
Yeah,
you're
no
listening,
worries.
you done messed up, homie. But otherwise, have a good episode, and I'll check in next the week after.
All right. Yeah, we'll definitely see you then. You guys enjoy your Thanksgivings. Like I said, if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, just enjoy whatever it is you're gonna do.
Enjoy a
Make
day
sure
off from
you,
work and watch some football and drink some
yeah,
beer.
watch some football, drink some brews. If you're a kid, then be annoying at the kids' table and do that whole fun thing. But yeah, guys, enjoy your holiday. Be thankful for Star Wars, because I know I am, and we'll definitely be checking you guys out soon.
Later. And